Yes, looks like we're live. Uh-oh. Accept that. It logged me out of my docs. There we go. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Legacy of Mythal campaign. We're a couple players short this week. But we, as always, we trudge on and get a little more focused time for those who are with us. And let's begin with a little recap from last week, where the fight against the Black Dragon spawn continued. And from the south, where he had heard rumors about the creatures from street urchins, ran Spot to join the battle. He spread spectral draconic wings and flew up onto the roof, where he noticed more creatures on the rooftops to the east and west. He threw a dart near the one to the west to let it know that it had been seen, and in response, it stood up and shot a poison arrow into him that took out most of his health. Then it tried to shoot Hef and missed, and then faded from view. The two street-level dragon spawn became the focus of attacks that quickly felled them, and as they were killed, Smock and Jinx saw a light glow on the eastern rooftop, and saw what appeared to be Galvin the Blue with two more dragon spawn. He motioned them to retreat, the dragon spawn that is, off the back side of the roof, and he opened a dimension door and stepped through. As the light faded from view, there was a glint of light from something falling to the roof where Galvin had been standing. Then the invisible dragon spawn reappeared and attacked Jinx, who retaliated by casting heat metal on its sword. And after several of the heroes ran up to attack it, causing it to bleed from several wounds, it disappeared once again. They searched around, but it didn't return, and Spot flew up onto the eastern rooftop and found a piece of parchment. It read, "The lizardmen can help. Make allies of them before reaching the castle." And then it burst into flames and turned into ash. So the heroes continued on to the Red Gauntlet for some drinks. The City Watch found them and asked questions about the attack, and they shared most of the information they knew and then headed back to the inn to sleep. The next day, Jinx delivered a note to the Harpers with the details of the previous evening's attack, while Alomir visited Paneth Grimborn in Seaward and put in his order for a cloak of displacement. Then they all met at the Upper Downs and got the chance to ride the griffins. Hef, in particular, made a strong connection with the creatures and agreed with Smock that there was potential for this to be a path that he could walk in the future. But for now, he felt that stopping the cult was far too important and wanted to see it through. Then they found Ardred Bryferhue and signed up to travel north with the supply wagons. Most of the cult were there too, and Alomir talked with Fidurla. He mentioned that they had seen Galvin and that he particularly didn't seem to like Alomir. And her response was, "Are you certain about that? Are you certain that he, perhaps not as a friend, but as someone who could help you?" Alomir's response was a very abrupt, "He could never be helpful to me," and walked away. Jinx, in talking with Ardred, saw that two cult guards were missing from the roster, and one of them was Iverius, the man who had killed Hef's father. They also overheard some guards talking about a sighting of a black half-dragon riding north with a small group of men about a full 10-day past. They assumed it was Resmir heading north to the final destination ahead of the caravan. Then they headed back to get a good evening and night's rest before heading out with the caravan first thing the next morning. And that is where we joined them. It is the next morning. You've had an early breakfast, and you make your way to join the caravan in the north end of the city. Last chance if anyone has anything very specific they'd like to do before you leave.
Nope.
Oh, on the road again.
On the road again.
That's right.
Are you guys up on anything? You need like, do we need potions or any of that junk?
Well, if it's junk, no.
I could use a healing pot, yes.
I don't have a lot of money for that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I didn't know
I'm
there were
good.
such things. I just take arrows and swallow.
Yeah, the
Two.
the interesting thing is, yeah, you would need some time to find a place to buy potions. There was only one in all of Waterdeep, and it kind of traveled, or in Baldur's Gate, and it kind of traveled around. There aren't actual magic shops um, in Waterdeep. It's kind of strange, but that is the way this city is made. It's got a lot of inns, taverns, and other types of entertainment. And there certainly is a good amount of guilds and places to study and learn magic. Um, Magic is very, but magic like that is very specific. Maybe a probably since it's like common potions. Maybe in some place uh, where travelers get just normal traveling equipment, not a trading post, like a trading post type place. You probably could find some there.
You
Which there,
know, I
go
was gonna
ahead.
say this city probably has plenty of red shirts to buy just in case we need fodder.
It does indeed. There are a good number of people looking to hire on as guards to make
Henchmen.
money. I was going to say there probably where you in the district where you were in the North Ward, where the warehouses are, where you got hired on yesterday. That area had some trading posts, some stores that potentially could have that if you wanted to see if there was one open early, uh, see if they had
Yeah,
any potions.
let's just get going.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good with that.
All right. So you head into the Upper Downs, up to the North Gate, and the caravan with the 8 wagons is already there, being organized together by Ardred Bryferhue. You do see both Naren and Fedurla, um, you and the rest of the guards and teamsters that you saw uh, the day before. And you are all put, because of the stories of how well you did in protecting the caravan coming north from Baldur's Gate. Ardred places all of you protecting the very front of the caravan, him and the front 2 wagons. As a matter of fact, Alomir is driving the first wagon.
Nice. He'd be happy.
So what you're telling us we're making really good time compared to our last Wagoneer because that front person setting pace is just going and the people behind are just falling behind.
Well, well, you have a good number of people. You can't go that fast. Just be yeah. The wagons are all heavily loaded, for one. Uh, you also have a good number of people who have to walk. All of the
You,
laborers who are heading up to work on the roads.
you said 8 wagons. So did I
Yes.
hear you correctly? Yep. And how many total people?
Uh, Good question. I have that information. There
Oh, really?
are there's 8 wagons. Let's see. So 8 supply wagons. So you have 8 Teamsters, including Alamir. And actually, I just point one thing out to you. The one other person new today is Albara Jas, the Red Wizard,
Oh,
or who you know to be a Red Wizard. He's not dressed as such, of course, right now, but he's the one who had joined in Daggerford along at the same time that Jamna Gleamsilver did. He's also the one that had been described to you as being in the raid encampment with Resmir, and you had heard that from the monk. So he is actually one of the Teamsters as well. So there's 8 Teamsters. Counting you guys, there's 16 guards, and there are 24 laborers marching up to relieve the current group of laborers who are going to then come back to Waterdeep for some time off.
These laborers, are they mainly human, dwarf, halfling?
Yeah, so you don't see any halflings. They're vast majority human. You do see 2 dwarves who are kind of walking together, and you also see a couple of half elves. You also see that there are 2 of the cultists who weren't hired as guards or teamsters got themselves hired as the laborers. So 2 of the laborers are actually cultists that you recognize.
The cultists, do they look like they were like, just like really bad cultists, so now they're, the bottom of the barrel? Or can I tell just by watching how they walk and how they're watching people and everything else if maybe they are like kind of hide low in that position, so to speak, for them?
You recognize them as 2 of the cultists who are lower. They're dragon wings. They were 2 of the teamsters who drove. They each drove drove the couple of the cult wagons in the trip up. They were not guards.
Okay, I'm good.
is Iverius with the caravan, or is Iverius gone?
No, Iberius is not there.
Okay.
In fact, the 2 that you were told that were not on the list, that Jinx did not see on the list, are not here. Where was
Thank
that?
you.
Yep. Here we go. So, and I could tell, right, that was, if I remember correctly, the 2 names you were given that you expected to be here and aren't are Akval and Iverius. And the 2 teamsters in the back, not that it matters, but it's 2 people, 2 human males that you believe are brothers, Dorn and Denez. Those are the 2 pretending to be laborers. And you start off. So, rather than go to our caravan, we're going to go to our final. And this is Roll20 just had an update, so it automatically assigns like a different color in the background now. Whoops, let me drag you guys over. skill challenges. So this is the final 10-day, final opportunity to gather additional information as part of this trip. You okay, Jinx? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what resources who used what and everything else.
Kind of what I was just thinking. Like,
Yeah,
what else do we need?
So I don't have. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume that Alamir and Luna are assisting, since they're not here. So they will just be assisting, so you can have advantage. And I can tell you, let's see. So Spot has used Streetwise. And other than that, I think he assisted every other time.
I used Streetwise the first time. I assisted, and then I used a Persuasion, I thought. But
I think you did too, because I know I
when
think
we
I
were
assisted
playing,
him.
when we were playing games.
I think I assisted him once, and he got assisted by somebody else or something once too, or something.
Yeah, I only have
You're making me
Streetwise
think
down.
back.
Well, I have notes, but maybe I didn't write down. No, that was the fifth one. I have notes for all of it. But you know what? I don't have a note here for Spot, so I'll bet you I ran out of room. Did I write on the back? No. So, okay. Yeah, so that makes sense. I didn't have something for Spot, so that was B.
I mean, I know my Persuasion isn't the greatest, but I know I used it once. So, that's fine.
Okay. Yep, that's perfect. And then I have for, let's see, Smock started with an assist, and then he used Persuasion, and then he used Insight. Jinx assisted, and then used Persuasion, and then used Deception.
And then assisted and whatever.
Yep.
Bunch of other stuff too. That's the only thing I remember. I think the fifth day was it the fourth 10-day or the fifth 10-day that I used Deception?
The fifth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, and I'm just remind you again, since you had, it seemed like in past conversations, you felt it was a missed opportunity, or could have been. Remind you that as far as Joss is traveling with you now. So who would like to start?
Feel like me. Which one was Avaris Joss again?
That is the one that you have been told was and Alamir has recognized as, with some of the markings identifying him as such, as a red wizard. The one that was talking with Resmir in the tent, in the raid camp. And in my notes, one of the pieces of information that you had identified as being of interest to you was the relationship between the cult and the Red Wizards. You had found some information out from Fedurla. I believe it was Fedurla. It was either Naren or Fedurla. I think it was Fedurla, that the Red Wizards were helping with ritual magic. That or no, I think very specific. No, I don't even. I think very specifically, she just said that their magical skills were of benefit to the cult.
So that begs the question if we want to pursue more details on what is the benefit and what is in it for, why would a wizard actually join a caravan? Because if all the wizard is doing is involved in helping, I would think it's unusual that they would travel with the whole gang unless there's also a decent amount in it for them, I would think. So I'm just wondering, but then again, this is a red wizard. Do we really want to interrogate a red wizard?
Just means he's dead, doesn't it?
Or soon to be. What do you think, Jinx?
So part of me is thinking about something we were told before about the secret stash in the mirror. I know this is not quite a topic. How far away is that secret stash on the road? From the road?
It was.
I enjoy know it's like swampy ground or whatever it is because it's
It's the stash was towards the center of the swamp, so it's a good deal. But it was only a short distance, relatively short distance from what the map showed as the road through the swamp to Castle Neritar. But you had, I think your assessment was that it would probably delay you getting to Castle Neritar by 2 days, which is probably a decent assessment.
okay.
And are you thinking the red wizard might be after the stash? Is that what you're thinking?
No. I was just thinking that there was an opportunity for us to direct the caravan through there, but there's no way we get a caravan through that kind of environment.
No, not unless you can levitate a whole caravan.
Let me.
Wow.
So.
Well, the red wizard might. Oh, wait. We need to convince him to levitate our.
Hey, do you mind all of us? Yeah. All right.
Let me. Yeah. So what you've been told is it's going to actually take 7 days to get to the Mirror of Dead Men. And this is. I'll show you the map. This is.
Oh, we're not going through past it all because we're stopping at that.
Right. As soon as you see the Mirror of Dead Men, then you're going to the Karnath Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And the high road actually, this is what they're rebuilding. So Leylon is long destroyed. Interesting fact here for those who've been playing D&D a long time. On the coast west of Leylon is salt marsh. But yeah, so they're rebuilding the town of Leylon and the high road because further north of that is what is Neverwinter. So
Salt marsh, nice.
Yeah, huge callback to the early days. And so then, from what your map shows is from the Karnath Roadhouse, there is an old road that goes, and somewhere up here, in the middle, is where Castle Neritar should be, and then a little bit south, like down here. So it's like, at most, well, depending on how fast you can move through the marshlands, but you would assume it's probably slow going. It's probably like at most a day's travel to where on the map it shows the chapel where the stash should be. And actually, though, there is location cities there in the Mirror of Dead Men. Yeah, oh no, let's not look at that. Somewhere you had, was it in general handouts? Map to Harper Stash, yes. So, yep. So remember, you have this in general handouts. This is, there you go. Yep, what I just said.
Is this also where we think the lizard men live?
Yeah, you and Alamir would definitely know that lizardmen are one of the populous races along in the mirror, along with kobolds and bullywugs and trolls.
Oh, there's always trolls somewhere.
But yeah,
Okay. So what do we really want to gain from this person? We know they're going here. We know that they're not stopping at their house permanently. I believe they were going further.
Outright, what are they trying to do? What's the goal? What's the outcome they seek?
What do you have for skills that you can use to get that information? I can either completely bomb a roll or kind of or succeed a roll. I have those two choices.
I can be very athletic.
I mean, my
So we're starting a running competition between Barry and me and seeing who else can come join in.
The best thing I honestly can do as far as my next highest skill is going to be intimidation.
Me too. I got good intimidation too. We could do something with that. Get in the red wizard's face.
Do we need to go pop a lock open somewhere and look inside a case? I can do that with my thieves' tools.
Got options, kind of.
Actually, the thieves'
Sleight
tools.
of hand and stealth.
Two of you have that, don't you? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been training Jinx.
I thought he wasn't trainable. That's what you told me last time. Oh,
After the first couple, I didn't think so, but he kept
he
practicing.
managed. Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best roll in the world.
I can intimidate, and I think I already burned my persuasion. Then athletics and intimidate are the only two.
Yeah, because my go-to would have been I'm supporting one of you guys to give you guys.
Sure.
But I just don't know if that's going to be enough, considering it looks like we got to do enough to get at least 3 by.
Could always get in. We could always have boxing competitions.
One thing to consider is right. So like you would have to do really, really well to get your 3 successes with just 2 attempts. But if one of those attempts had both the assist from either Alamir or Luna, plus you added, if Jinx added, the inspiration, bardic inspiration.
If I could give it to myself, use the coin flip, and
I would love for the first use of the magic coin to be this. This would be awesome.
That's the idea, honestly. But that's the only shot I have is if I'm going to do a skill, the coin flip's going to be it. And that's why I said it's either going to be completely horrible or it'll succeed.
Well, I'll try to, when the red wizard goes to bed, quote unquote. Now, I would assume Alamir would, tell me that, be aware of a magical tripwire type thing. So, or when he's off doing something, I'll stealthily follow him and try to listen in to anything that he's talking about or talking to, or I don't know if he would, though.
By the way, Asbara Jas, What scale of evil is he? I think I already scanned him once.
I don't remember.
If I didn't, I will now.
I don't. Yeah, you never specifically asked about him. As Barajas, um, I actually, off the top of my head, I'd like to say 2, but let's take a look and just let me make sure. Let me look at the here. In case, and just so everyone else can see, this is the scale of evil that we are using for detect evil and good. This is the bottom side, which is the only thing that truly matters, which is the evil side of the scale. So, and by 2 I meant 4. Yeah, yeah. He's probably just at the
3.
edge of 4 and 5.
No. Okay.
Yeah, at the edge of 4 and 5.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, you don't encounter a lot of humanoids that are below a 4. That's very rare.
So I do share with the team that kind of where Esbara Joss registers on the evil scale, slightly evil, but not heinous, not terrible, but relative to humans, pretty evil leaning.
Yep. Willing to do what it takes.
You know, when you say it that way, it sounds noble.
It's all a
Isn't
matter
there
of,
always a fine line there?
yep, matter of perception and yeah, and there are many people who fall in that range who do heroic acts. Many anti-villains.
Yep. All right. So, do we want to do this Red Wizard guy, or do we want to possibly find a different mark or do something else? I'm not sure what to do. Athletics, boxing.
Well, I don't know if intimidation's always the best. It's really the best thing, unless General gets in the mix. It's only like first I think about using it against. My other thing would be maybe use insight against somebody and ask about the that dragon cultist. They were talking about the dragon, the half dragon, and ask them about the
Resume.
yeah. I try to use insight to try to determine the information that they were using. That's only our skill I can think of offhand. That's going to give me positive information. Everything else I'm going to do is not really going to get information.
Do we know how many masks there are? I thought there were. Was it 5? And
5.
We know.
Yep, there are 5, and you know 2 of them now.
So possibly information where the other masks. Are the other masks with people? Right? Maybe, or are they still searching for the masks? I don't think we know that.
You don't. Something else to keep in mind in so Smock has, so in terms of dealing with a red wizard who Alamir can tell you is, the organization and its people, like they're a highly organized, well-structured, and powerful organization that is in their own right, like they're similar in some ways to the Zentarum, but they're also like far less likely to have individuals just out for themselves. They're far more of a coordinated effort, at least within at different levels and cell structures. Any large organization is going to have dissenting groups, but the Zentarum fight against each other all the time. The Red Wizards are not known to do that outside of the fact that there is a splinter group that exists west of Thay, that is not part of the Red Wizards anymore. And have not, and they broke away because of the leadership of the Lich, who now rules the organization. That's but anyway, in relation to that, where I was getting was, you have information-based skills that you might be able to work in. So Smock has his evil organizations knowledge, and Jinx has faction and politics.
I want to mind you that that particular skill is my lowest, even with proficiency, my lowest skill check.
+2?
So keep in mind, though,
that might be 3, but
well, I guess it does not matter for Jinx, but for other people, because Jinx is technically, with Jack of all skills, proficient in all skills, but being proficient in a skill gives you a lower DC than when you're not proficient, is how I do it.
Okay.
So just having a large bonus in a skill isn't necessarily better. Being proficient gives you a better DC.
Okay. So just because I only have a +2, it just means for evil organization, the DC could be lower if I'm doing it because of the... Okay, got it.
Right.
Thank you. Yeah, got it.
And I will, because I do this a lot, and maybe this is a good point to explain to players and our audience. When you're trying to gain information, and I'll give you multiple skills you can roll, the DC will be different based on how core that piece of knowledge is to a particular skill. I'll give you a real world example. Let's say you wanted to understand how plants take in some nourishment from the soil and the sunlight. If you were going to use the skill of, if you're going to take a class on biology, that's something that you would have a very good chance of learning, because that's very core to that semiotic domain. On the other hand, if you were taking a class on, what was my example? I was thinking, geology. It's something that might come up, that somebody who is teaching you about soil and the earth and how weather patterns are affected by mountain ranges and such, it might come up an interesting fact. They might relate it to, to how it affects plants and stuff like that. But that's much less likely to happen. Does that make sense? So, all right. Anyway, so what's the plan? What would you like to focus on?
Stealthily follow the Red Wizard around when he's not really paying attention, and see if I can pick up on a conversation, or my alternate to that, if he never goes off on his own to try to message somebody or whatever, Try to pick his pocket. See if I can get anything good out of it.
Living dangerously. I like it. I like it.
And making the GM come up with something unique on the fly.
Yeah, there you go.
So then I might have to intimidate
what
after
we're
all.
concerned about, or Alamir is concerned about. So yeah, then again, see if something goes wrong, Smock can step in and intimidate him and be like, "Leave my friend alone."
I mean, if it goes wrong, we just plant the evidence on Smock.
Hey, wait.
And since I looked it up, the other the group of exiles from the Red Wizards is called the Thayan Resurrection.
Okay. So stealth roll and sleight of hand, or what do you want, Tom? What is more likely going to happen? Him go off on his own, like that? I want to follow him stealthily and see if we find anything out, or just try to get near him at some point, and either while it's trying to involve him in our games that we normally do, or whatever, and try to pickpocket him would be my other thing. I'm proficient in both, so.
Go ahead and so Alamir would be probably the best to try to create a diversion for you and assist by like maybe doing some
like, if we saw him write something down and stick it in his pocket, and Alamir's like, "You gotta get that," and then he goes and does whatever, and I try to do it, kind of thing.
Well, no, I'm. You wouldn't probably have seen him necessarily. Well, go ahead, just roll a perception check. This is completely separate from. Okay, you do not see him actually pocket writing anything down, anything like that. Neither does anyone else. Alamir is offering to walk up and start a conversation about magic and do some simple cantrip magic or whatever, and try to engage him in the conversation using casting of magic as a way to get him to focus inward and make it easier for you to try to lift something off of him.
Okay.
All right. So then go ahead and roll a sleight of hand to try to see what you can get with
Regular
advantage.
Or with it? Okay. I was gonna say if he's distracting. 25.
25. Very good. Well, that is definitely a success. And we will come back to that. And
Once Tom figures out what he wants to talk about.
What you get, so rather than me rolling to see how good it is, it depends. It's going to depend on whether you all get three green or not.
Okay.
In the end. So.
Mine's done.
He has his complete journal of the entire synopsis of their entire cult's, the organization's needs, and
all their all the answers for everything. Areas and all their other things. Yeah, we know everything about the Red Wizards.
There we go. All right. So Smock and Jinx, what are you doing?
And then I go back to Jinx and I go, see, that's how you pickpocket somebody now. You're good with your hands for unlocking stuff. Now we got to get you skilled up in this.
So I look around and I'm like, so who am I supposed to pickpocket?
No, I'm not saying
all
now,
right,
but I'm like in the future.
Fine. I opened my pouch. Go ahead. I know you always do it anyway. So. Oh yeah, wait. Oh. Golly, I don't see him coming at all. He's not picking my pocket. Well practiced.
Honestly, I would walk up to if he did that. I would walk
up
to your pocket.
I'm just a dumb paladin. Oh, who's picking my pocket now?
I would walk up to your pocket, right, behind you, whatever. I would completely fumble it, and I would open it up, and I'd be like, pickpockets. You obviously got to pickpocket somebody else first, and you go up to your pocket, like, what do you have this in your pocket for? They're missing that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you got a reverse pickpocket. Just shove
Yeah.
everything you can into his, and he'll be like, "Oh, why is there slime?" Or what?
Universal or sovereign glue, whatever. Just kind of pour it in there. You first, Muck.
I'm not coming up with anything. I can't pick pockets. Although I get my pockets
You
picked
guys
all the
gotta come
time.
up with two things and be
Yeah,
good at it.
pickpocket doesn't have to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. Something about the evil organizations and the factions thing. Maybe we do something, have something between Thayan Resurrection and Red Wizards. Maybe accusing him of, hey, I thought I saw you on the who's who of Thayan Resurrections people or something. Another, like, make a false accusation to freak him out. Maybe, I don't know.
If he's trying to keep his undercover and he's not dressed as the Red Wizard, though, I mean,
Well, it depends where we want to take it.
that or it doesn't have to be his focus. I mean, is
True.
there anybody else in the caravan? You want to know more about the golem? Do an arm wrestling match against the golem. Come on.
Probably not. Rip my arm off. Thank you for the new arm. Yeah.
Well, they have those magic, mechanical arms now. We can get you something new.
How about
Might be
Ardred?
stronger.
How about Ardred Bryferview, and just I don't think he's a cultist, right?
Not that you know of.
Not that we know of. So is it more a matter of, how is he hired? Where is he going? Why would he? What does he know? I guess. Or plant a seed that, hey, there's a Red Thayan wizard in your group. Did you know that? Maybe. Throwing out weird ideas here.
I'm kind of on that same boat. Is that the leader of this caravan?
Is he innocent or a part of it? It doesn't matter. It might not matter.
Does he have the book with him that like his the work, not work journal, but I'm trying to think what he would call that.
The ledger?
Yeah, the contracts, right? The contract of who he's responsible for, maybe.
Yeah.
All that stuff that might have more information than just this one visit to. That would kind of have a historical thing.
You know that he does have all of that, because especially since he needs all that information at his fingertips for when the exchange is made from the current labor force to the new one.
So,
Beer bag.
I may go ahead and completely fail this, but I would like to take one of my worst rolls and try to stealthily make entrance to his in there and try to take a gander at this book. Now, I do have some aids that I can use. For instance, I can not make any noise if I have to open up part of the caravan by using the silent portal.
Mm-hmm.
I can do some things to kind of mitigate noise levels, but I mean that's about the best thing I can think of offhand, and it's definitely not it's not the most priming. But I really want to see the book, so I can excuse it off, or I can word it off if I get caught anyway. So I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I guess and you're trying to look at it surreptitiously, is what I gather. You don't want him to know that you're looking at it.
Oh, I mean, that's the idea, yeah. Because I want to get the actual information on the book and see if there's hidden pages or whatever. Maybe there's something that I can glean from the information to, maybe there's some information I don't know, basically, that I can find.
Okay. So then the question is, is Luna assisting you, or is Luna going to assist Smock?
Yes.
Assist you, because I don't know what I'm doing. You at least have a chance of success. So
He can assist me because he's Luna's. Oh, no, sorry. Smock's always got his assist if he really needs it by his buddy Hef.
Oh, this is true. I forgot about Hef. So yeah, there
How
is
can you
another
forget about
assist.
Hef? Oh,
Look,
Hef, come on.
I know. Because Hef's not an actual PC. So all right, he's not
Beat
even.
me as soon as the monk dies.
Yeah.
And before I go over there, I'm going to, I'll take like 10 minutes or whatever to cast detect magic on myself, to kind of utilize that, try to utilize the time, not only get the first 10 minutes, but if I get close up to the book in that 10 minutes and able to start reading it or looking at it, there I am. The thing is, I don't want to steal the book because, well, I have no reason for him not to succeed in making his caravan to rebuild the road. I mean, there's really no reason. I just want to see if I can get information off of it. So.
Got it. Okay. So, how Luna assists you is you have not seen the ledger since that day you were hired, since yesterday. So Luna turns into like a small creature, like a spider, maybe a small little snake, something like that, and rifles through the personal items. Like one night he goes into the tent thinking that it would be kept inside the tent at night, and then doesn't find it, and so then rifles through the personal bags and boxes right at the front of the first wagon. That is always kept close to the tent that Ardred sleeps in, and finds the book in there. It's in a chest, and the chest, he only knows it's in there because he had to turn into something super small to sneak inside. A tiny little spider crawling through the keyhole into the chest. Fortunately, it wasn't trapped. That could have been really bad. But he believes it's locked, and you need to get into that chest to access it. But the good thing is that at night when Ardred is sleeping, there's no one directly watching over the wagon and the chest. There's only the chance that loud noise might wake Ardred up.
And on the low noise part, like I said, I'll use to enter the thing, I'll use Silent Portal, and I will use Silent Portal on the chest when I go to try to attempt a...
Can you share Silent Portal? I'm not familiar with it.
The unused spells at things. How do you share this thing? Display in PvT?
There we go.
Did it?
Yep, it did. I have never seen that. That's cool. Where's that from?
I don't know. It was on the. It was on one of the choices of spells.
Cool. Okay, no problem.
These spells that you don't know, you realize, what is that one? Oh, okay, I'll take that.
Because it's
kind of like a silence, but on a specific item. It looks like, which is nice.
Very limited.
This is awesome. Use it. Probably you would have had to have learned it from. Well, was it available when you created the character or when you leveled up?
I have no idea. I didn't have it as my first cantrip because I only have.
Okay.
I don't remember when, but it was available in one of them.
I would have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the additional illusion spells that was available to Alamir that I added as homebrew.
Okay, because if it is, that's fine. I can change it. But
no.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
He isn't using it, so you go right ahead. That's awesome. He could have taught it to you.
Okay.
So that's great. It's one of the ones that came. That's why I was unfamiliar with it. It's one of the ones that would have come from a private publication called Blackstaff's 10,000 Spells. So, awesome. Yeah. Then you can use that and you don't make any noise. But you do still need to pick the lock.
Yes, I will still need to pick the lock. Now, whereabouts, and then you said this thing was in the lock, so I can use the pick locks and I can completely fail this roll. How good do I determine this lock is?
Not quite as good as the ones that you've been practicing on.
I don't think I have a different reason to use this thing anyway. Well, I want to use the token thing anyway because I got it and I want to use it. So,
and guys could really use a natural 20 for a success. But yeah,
well, that or a 1.
I know. Did you guys succeed or fail? Really good or really bad?
I do. Even though it has something else written on there, I do take the coin and I flip it, and I'll be like, oh, fortune favors the bold. I guess I should roll that first before I roll the other thing, right?
No.
So you got to roll the.
You don't have to roll any. You don't have. No. It's you flip the coin, and then when you roll the check, your check roll turns into a 1 or 20. So you only roll the d20 once for your actual skill check.
Okay, so I just do the skill check.
Yes.
Okay.
And it turns into either a 1 or 20 automatically.
Okay, so I just roll it?
Yep. Wow.
26.
Well, no.
It would be a 26.
Yeah, no, it's a natural 20, 26. So that's perfect. So that automatically gives you guys the 3 greens that you need. Excellent. So yeah, you get to you open it up without a problem. It was actually a pretty easy lock. You've been practicing on harder.
On that note, if I do get caught, I'm so selling them a new lock.
Okay. Yeah, the DC on this lock is actually it was a DC 12. So you open it. It was really the lock really was just to, deter people from just opening and searching inside.
Sure, it wasn't like a mimic lock.
Yeah, I'm sure. So you get the ledger, and you look through it. You do see original, and you look further back. You only saw one page before. You look on the page previous to the page with everyone's names, and on there you do see some additional names that does include Iverius and the other cultists. Then those names are crossed out. It's like they were on the list, but then they were crossed out. And that page kind of folded over, and then a new page created.
Does it look like it's a whole string in a row that are crossed out, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then a new start of stuff starts? Or is it like 1 here, 5 here?
Their names were not next to each other. They were like 2 apart. There were 2 names in between theirs, and their names were crossed out.
Okay.
And the date that all the names of the cultists were entered into the book, like the very morning or the day that you guys arrived. So the day previous to when you signed up. So the day you guys got to Waterdeep is when those names were originally entered. You see other lists, older lists of all the people that originally went north in the previous. And actually, what you notice is there were other caravans that went north to do this trip that were just like a few days or 2 days, that left 2 days previous.
We were in town that day, weren't we?
No, it would have been. They would have left the day before you got there.
Okay. Okay. So it wasn't like they turned around and just left right away instantly and got ahead of everybody.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Cool.
Yeah, but it was. You don't notice it. You don't recognize any of the names, any of those lists. But it looks like that was a trip just of supplies, without any laborers.
Okay.
And it was, here's the interesting piece. It was a fairly large. It had a huge number of guards, and it was like 5 wagons of supplies.
It's a huge number of guards.
With
define huge.
A significant define huge. It had probably around 30 guards.
There's no mention of what was in the wagons.
There's general lists of the same thing that's in listed for the wagons that you're traveling with right now, which is, lumber, nails, tools, provisions, that kind of stuff. That's what's listed.
Okay, one last thing. Does it show the pay rate on people in the book?
Yeah, that's really interesting too. There isn't. There's just names. Pay rates are shown for all of the guards and teamsters that were hired yesterday for this caravan. That other one doesn't have that information.
Okay, for this caravan then, how much is it, for everybody getting paid? Is everybody getting paid, basically the same, or?
Well, other than Alamir, yeah, all the Teamsters are 4 silver, everyone else is 5. It's standard rates.
Okay. It's nothing that jumps out at me there either. Okay.
Nope.
And I guess of all the caravan people that we also know, is there anything that name-wise I don't know?
There's nothing else that seems important that pops out at you.
And is there one last thing? If you look at the binding of the book, is there seem to be like you go into the binding, you put a little knife under there, you cut it, you open it up, and there's like a little slip or whatever in there. I'm sorry, thinking of all these shows I've seen where people break into buildings with using the book.
Yep. So you're looking through the book in detail. Make an investigation check with advantage because.
Okay. Because I would love to. With advantage?
Yes.
That's only a 1. Why does it never give me the options either way?
Okay.
So 12.
A 12. You find just a single loose page in the back of the book, and it has a lot of it's not in this. It's not part of a ledger. It's part of some handwritten notes in the same hand. So it's definitely written by Ardred. And this handwritten note just has a tally of wagons. And so there's like dates and then tallies of the number of wagons. And the dates on here, there are 4 dates in the past. The 4th one being that caravan that left 2 days before the day before you arrived in Waterdeep, and the 5 wagons. And then you see the date for this wagon, for this caravan, and it also has a tally of 5 wagons.
And we're only 5 wagons strong, right?
You're 8.
8?
Contraband.
Yeah. I will actually take that note. I put a small. Actually, no, I don't. Is there is this paper or this book? Is it like a bound book, or is it something that's like the old days where you could probably get a page out without really showing evidence of it?
It's bound. This is not a bound page, but if you're looking to just pull a loose or an extra blank page out of the back, you could do that and it wouldn't readily be noticed. Like there's a way to pull it out of the seams that bind the pages together, where it wouldn't be noticed unless somebody counted pages.
Well, maybe they are. Maybe they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There's easily probably 45 around 45 to 50 pages in this book. So
I don't necessarily need it in his own hand. So actually, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna reach into my little pouch really quick, grab up my little ink pen and my little ink, and dab, and just kind of write notes or whatever to get an idea of how many. And I glanced through the book really quickly, the ledger, just to look at the number of guards and everything else, and jot the relevant information down. And then fold it up or whatever, pop into my bag or pouch or whatever, and kind of try to put everything back like it was. Now the chest that it was in, it didn't have like a false bottom or something funny like that. I don't have to.
No, nothing strange, and you easily set the lock back up. Not a problem. Total, just for reference for all of you, I'm going to roll.
Should put a note in there saying you've been had by Gemma.
Yeah.
I consider that an upgrade. At least you didn't say smock.
Well, they wouldn't believe you'd be able to sneak in here.
So the 4 days previous, the 4 caravans previous to the one you're on had total. So the total number of wagons that are listed in that loose page was 5,765.
5, 7.
Yeah.
6.
So if you're counting, if you're with your thought that this is contraband, counting what you believe to be 5 wagons of contraband now, that's a total of 20 that have made this trip.
Wait, did you say 5, 7, 6, 5?
Yep.
And this is 5th one, so that's the 5. So that's actually
which is another 5. The 5th one is another 5.
Yeah, but that's like 28 altogether. Or 28, because 23 before the first 4 then.
No. 5,765. Oh wait, you're right. My bad. I'm miscounting. So it was 15, right, plus 15, so that's 30. Wait,
so we're actually short some.
Wait. 5 is 15. That's actually no, and then that's 15. Yeah, that's 15 more. So that's actually.
You said 7 and 6 with the R2 number, so that'd be 13. So 28 total.
I know what my problem is. I'm adding 5, and it's supposed to only be 4. I was actually adding 10 there, and that's only 8. Yeah, okay, so that's my bad. 4, 5, yeah. Never mind. Your math is right. Mine's wrong.
So it's 20. So 28 is right.
Yes.
Although this is D&D, so in this fantasy world, is it math works the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess the next question is
Only in this game. Out of mine. Come on.
So the other thing we don't know is if he's one of the guys that sees an ambush and he's like, it was 30 men that came in and do it. It's like 2. I I mean, you don't
It
really
was
know.
30. He hands up all the five. I hand a 5. It was
Yeah.
30 people.
Okay, cool. I put it all back, and I will try to escape without being noticed. And if I do get noticed, I will talk my way out of it.
Okay. No, you are not noticed. Between the timing that Luna helped you put together, knowing exactly where it was, and especially with the silent portal spell, you are able to pull this off without any problems.
Been saving it portal spell for a while.
Cool. Smock, do you have an idea what you're doing?
Well, does Jenkin share the information or not? As far
If we
as
find,
go ahead.
if we found a safe spot and while we're during one of the days when we're traveling or whatever, I probably would have rode our horse up next to you, and we've just been conversing since we're way in the front. It's not harder for anybody to necessarily know what we're talking about probably, and I would have kind of like showed them just kind of what I was what I wrote down, but I would keep it kind of close so there was nobody could read it from behind. Nothing.
So I think so. They're probably doing some sort of illegal trade from Waterdeep to our destination. Is that a guess, or is that a good guess, a bad guess?
Or because we are overly critical about people's possible affiliations, that he is these are the ones that he's getting paid underneath the table for extra money for.
In order to transport stuff.
Yeah, just keep it tracked to make sure he probably gets the right amount of money. But I don't know that, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's all guessing.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you glean from him when you went past him? Do you feel like he was a upstanding individual or whatever?
Say that again?
He didn't come up as evil or nothing like that.
I don't think I checked him, but I will now for sure. Now that Jenkin pointed out he's doing some illegal trade, so I go ahead.
Possible, not necessarily he is. Who knows? This could be literally.
Are you saying in this world he's innocent until proven guilty? Is that what you're saying? Okay, fine.
He's assumed guilty.
Fine.
Then we got to prove him innocent. Maybe in this world.
All right. Either way, yes, I will drop a divine sense on Ardred, Bryfer Hugh.
Okay. I have a rough sense, but we're gonna do this.
You can use a perception for that one.
So, you probably, potentially, for the first time ever, not sure, you can decide this, Smock, but you are assaulted with the emanation of evil from this man.
Whoa.
He is a solid 1.
That is unexpected. It has happened once before when I was a child and I was with another individual that somebody absconded with that other individual. So that's pretty startling. I stand a little bit in shock, a little slack-jawed by what I get. Jinx would probably notice that, I would guess. And so you see me sort of startled and suddenly motionless. And then I turn to you and I go, that is not a good man at all.
So this information is definitely probably of vile intent.
Mm-hmm. I can confirm he is of vile intent. That information just happens to corroborate that. Yes. So, okay. Well, interesting.
And since you're using this additional information to decide what you want to do, let's go ahead and go back to Spot and what he found on that he pulled off of Asbara Joss's body. It is a note written in a language that you are unfamiliar with. Very, very crisp, concise, a flowery script, very neatly written.
Well,
tight
I know
lettering.
Alamir loves to decipher all types of languages, so I will go bring it to him some night when we're under cover of tent or whatever to say, hey, this is what I got. The hell does it say?
He takes it and he looks and he's like, I'm going to assume that a magical item like the Helm of Languages is it gives you
I think
know
he said he had the spell or something too to decipher languages, didn't he?
he's always wearing his Helm of Comprehend Languages, so he doesn't
Gotcha.
need to use waste his magic on it. But I think he does.
Yeah, doesn't that automatically just like waver the letters into a readable form for him?
It does. I'm going to say it also gives him a sense of what the language is. And so it's written in Thayan.
Makes
And
sense.
yep.
He may have gotten that language, or saw it at least at one time in his studies.
Probably. He's probably seen, especially given his studies at Candlekeep, he probably probably has seen Thayan before. So it is, what he tells you is that it is a letter from someone who appears to be in a position of power, named Wrath Modar. And I will type it in here.
Take notes, guys.
So that's the name. And it is this Wrath Modar writes in the letter giving instruction to Asbara to assist Severin and the Cult of the Dragon. And yes, so I don't know if you've seen this name before either. Assist Severin and the Cult with whatever is needed for their ritual magic, to accomplish the goals of to free the Queen of Dragons.
Does it say anywhere in there of what they're getting out of it, being the Red Wizards?
There is in the sign off. There is a line that says, essentially says that this is what we have been waiting for and what we need, that will give us the allies and power to overthrow Zastam and restore Thay to its former glory.
You guys got all that right. I don't take notes.
Is that in a attachment or in the?
Me just
In
hit
the-
monk.
No,
monk good stuff.
Okay,
because
Can we
I
just say it is, and we'll just refer back to it.
Alamir will know all of this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
and
so,
it's fine.
So Severin. Okay. So let's see if we can piece this together. So Severin wants the Red Wizards to help Cult of the Dragon.
No. Wrath Modar. So the note is from Wrath Modar.
Yep.
Instructing Asbara Joss to assist Severin and the Cult of the Dragon in their ritual magic.
Okay. So Severin is a part of the Cult of the Dragon. Okay.
That is what it sounds like, yes.
Okay. Okay. So what is Severin up to? So we know there's a black mask and a blue mask. We don't know if a red and a white and a green is in play. That's information to glean. We just learned, or maybe we already knew, I'm not sure, they want to free the Queen of Dragons, Tiamat.
With the information you've been gathering, Smock, go ahead and roll an evil organizations check.
Okay.
It's been a while.
I know nothing.
Nope. Nothing new.
Nothing new. Oh, good. Nothing to see here.
Move along. Move along.
Yep. Doop-de-doop-de-doop. Yep. All right. What do you guys think? Go after more mask information? Go after details with regards to Severin? Or explore this guy that's doing illegal contraband that is pretty heinously evil and maybe figure out what the heck is he really transporting or what is the purpose of the illegal transport? Because it seems like that's something in addition or separate just from the loot, because this was loot gathered and caravan, right?
Yeah, but this. I'll be honest, I'm focused on this guy more than I am the other stuff, though I feel like those masks and the other stuff is probably more important.
Well, it's all connected. I'm just trying to figure out how the heck it's all connected, right? So, but I'm not sure how to ask.
You feel like
Yeah.
I will follow.
That's not helpful. That's really, really not helpful. Just say it. I roll a dice to 2. Do I say that out loud? Let's take a look. Evens, I say it out loud.
Well, the orc would have said it out loud to you, so whatever you want to do, I'll follow.
Doop-de-doop-de-doop. Yeah, well, we got a lot of that, right? With my rolls. Okay. I will go to Ardred. When Ardred, whenever he goes off by himself to relieve himself or walk ahead or somehow he's more alone, I guess I would like to do my approach at that point.
Okay. Yeah, like because you are, one of the, even in terms of how the cult leaders look at the group of you, because of how everything played out on the trip to Waterdeep, you are looked at as the tactical military leader of the caravan, and so you can easily have a conversation with Ardred away from other people if you'd like.
I will do that. Yep.
Okay. I don't remember what his voice was. I didn't have time to. But
it sounds really squirrely.
That's helpful. Thank you. So
we're full of real helpful stuff tonight, aren't we?
You really are. Yes. It's what's sad is I struggle as a GM. Well, the toughest thing for me as a GM is to have all of this stuff in the background and not share it with you. So when you roll and I can't tell you, that hurts me more than it hurts you.
Yeah, and at least in my experience, when they're so close, but yet they
leak it.
Yeah. When they're so close and yet they find the complete wrong path, it's like no. Yep.
My frustration is when they go into a dungeon and I have all this super elaborate dungeon laid out and they go straight to the boss and miss everything.
Which we do all the time.
If you went there, you had all this loot you could have got, which would have helped you there.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yes. And related relation to that, don't be surprised if there are multiple nudges for you to head towards the cache. Just saying. Don't be surprised. Um,
Yep. Hint, hint.
um,
Yeah.
so anyway, so you find yourself alone with Ardred. They're taking a rest. One of the So let's say this is all taken the first 5 days, and on the sixth day, of course, you have to rest the horses before you continue on. That's how this trip has gone the whole way, and this is no different. So you know that you're a day away from the Mere of Dead Men, and so you during the day of rest, you can pull him aside. What was that, Jinx?
I was just gonna say we're obviously not quite as good as some gods because we had to do it in rest on our 6th day, not our 7th.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay, Smock. What would you? So, what
I would
you
make
like
sure
to?
we're at least 50 feet away. I will make sure my back is to the caravan so that if I yell, it'll be less likely to be overheard. But I want to make sure I'm far enough away from the caravan.
Yes, my
And
friend. What can I do for you? What?
Did you know that Asbaro Joss guy over there? He's a part of the Thayan Wizards.
Is that so?
It appears that way. I think I saw him at one point. By the way, have you ever met Resmir the Black and Galvin the Blue?
So, roll an insight.
Yeah, I am dropping it hard, so my insight hopefully is, say, maybe with advantage. I'm hitting him hard on purpose.
In this case, sure.
Wait, if he's hitting him, wouldn't that be intimidation as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hit him with facts.
I was waiting for
Hitting
the
him
actual
with facts.
question. I am not there yet. I'm trying to get him off balance.
Right. So go ahead and roll with advantage.
Bummer.
That's
So he's nonplussed.
going to be
Got
one of
it.
those nights.
Yeah, it sure is. Okay. But nonetheless, that's pretty startling, right? So
he looks. He goes. I've heard none of this, and I've not heard those names before.
really, you haven't heard that the Thayan Resurrection is actually looking to overthrow the Red Wizards? I mean, I heard they took up with all the Liches, and they're trying to actually take over the entire undead armies over in Thay.
I mean, I've heard of the Red Wizards, and I recognized the man Asbara as being Thayan, but in my trade, I do not ask too many questions.
And I immediately interrupt him, and I say, we're carrying illegal contraband, and we have evidence to that effect. What are we doing, and who are we taking it to? Why? And that is with as much intimidation as I could possibly muster with that question. With some yelling to even risking being overheard, maybe.
Okay.
Not purposefully being overheard, but loud to be like, tell me.
Roll an intimidation check.
Are you putting your 2 fingers on his chest?
Yes.
Go.
Okay, finally. Woo!
Yay!
See, it was the 2 fingers that did it.
I know one thing. If you would have done that to my dad, where you put 2 fingers in his chest, I saw him do it
end
once.
up on the floor.
Yep. Grab it
the guy,
and twist.
He grabbed the fingers faster than I could see and broke his fingers. Just like literally broke them. And then the cops came or whatever, and then they let him go free.
That's when you fail the intimidation check. That's when
You won and you lost all at the same time.
Yeah. He looks like he was in the middle of talking, and he stops mid-word. And he looks over your shoulder, and then he gets this serious, angry look on his face. He says, "Quiet, you fool." Yes, I know, and there's nothing we can do about it. there is, in fact, yes, there is contraband. There are treasures being carried with the mixed in with the supplies. The supplies are for a good cause, and I do not. All right, I somewhere in the mere of dead men is where the contraband gets taken. It disappears when it gets unloaded, and it is not my concern where it goes after that.
How does it disappear? Just magically comes in, pixies put dust on it, and it goes away? Surely you know who comes and gets it.
Why do you care? Like, what do you plan on doing?
I plan on understanding what's going on and understanding the justice that might need to be meted out on you and what you're doing. So tell the truth. Tell it like it is.
I am doing what is necessary to support and bring supplies and the labor needed for Lord Everember's project and the road and the reconstruction. On the roadhouse, when we get to the roadhouse, the wagons will be unloaded. And the person who unloads them sees that whatever needs to be done with the non-supplies is taken care of. That is all I know.
Who is the head of the people, the porters?
No, the person is the person who runs the roadhouse.
Runs the roadhouse. Okay. Who runs the roadhouse?
His name is Bog Luck.
Bog Luck. Okay. Thank you. We will keep this between us.
I certainly hope so. There is much. If the supplies, if the supply runs are stopped, then there are many people who would suffer. Go ahead and make it without advantage. You get make another insight check. Yeah, he seems truly concerned.
And I will acknowledge the rebuilding the road is noble work, and I support that. But let's knock off the illegal stuff. I mean, got to play the role of good cop. So
he nods his head. Of course. I'm sure there are plenty of other ways to subsidize or force these people who have been paying me to find other means of transport.
Very good. We have an accord.
He in quiet in silence walks back to the caravan.
Okay. I pause momentarily, just contemplating, giving him the space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I follow up and when wait a little bit, and then when there's time, I brief the rest of the group on how that went. So,
did we see anybody watching him come back and kind of trying to observe his demeanor as he came back?
Certainly.
Did we see any eyes on him?
Yeah, you could both have been watching. Absolutely.
Okay.
There's nothing else going on this rest day.
But was anybody else, like your Gemma kind of style people, were they watching this whole kind of interaction when you seen him walking back, kind of looking at his demeanor, trying to assess exactly what occurred by the interaction?
You look around, so you're watching.
I'm watching people watching.
And you're watching people watching, and so when actually I'm going to do this. Yeah. So you heard, because you knew what was going on, you faintly heard Smock raise his voice. You look as you're continuing looking around, watching. No one else noticed,
and and you know me enough to know I was getting pretty animated. So.
And no one saw or paid attention to the interaction or watched Ardred walk back.
And I will tell you, the only reason why I was asking that is because if they were, when he came back, I'd be like, so, in a more loud enough for other people to hear, be like, so, did you get the raise? Go ahead. We're good.
Yep.
I like that.
No, good cover. But yeah, unnecessary. Nobody paid attention. All right. Yeah. So that was. So I'm not going to. Well, technically. So technically you had another success, but you've already gotten lots of information. But also could have actually even gone smoother. But doesn't matter all that much. So on the 7th day, you crest a hill, traveling north on the high road. And the sun is heading down, is going down over the ocean, and in the distance you see what has to be the Mere. It's a chilling tangle of trees, brush, boggy ground, large patches of standing water with reeds and cattails, and it stretches farther than the eye can see. And the road then begins to angle off to the northeast along the edge of the Mere. What you notice is that the Mere goes right up to the road, and in some places looks like it's already encroaching, moving beyond the road. And you hear some grumbling from the front seat. Alamir can overhear Ardred mumbling to himself, complaining, and Ardred turns to Alamir and he says, it continues to grow. The road keeps having to be moved and fixed further away and soon we'll be going into the hills and have to cut through the mountains. Just the Mere used to be small, used to be but a third of the size of what it is now, and it just continues to grow. No one knows why. So, and that night, sitting around the first night at the edge of the Mere of Dead Men, Alamir relays that to everyone. Everyone make a perception check.
Sorry, I'm struggling with my perception, apparently. I really am. Again, when I'm doing perception, I tend to go, ooh, butterflies.
Spot,
Somebody saying, look here, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Spot, when Alamir says this, you were just kind of sitting back, happened to be just kind of watching your friends, you notice a look of concern and contemplation cross the face of Luna.
What's wrong, Luna?
Well, that sounds like, but well, that's what my conversation in Waterdeep with the head of the enclave was about. He asked me to head to the center of the mirror and see if I could find the evil that is creating the spreading of the swamp. And there is some great evil that has been sensed, an evil greater than even that of the black dragon that lives in the swamp, that has lived there for centuries.
Like a house, a bug, a person, a frog? What are we talking about here?
That's what they want me to find out.
And she's telling this to everybody, right?
Yep. To the 4 of you, 5 of you.
Well,
yeah.
If there's a dragon involved, I mean, now we understand why it's growing.
No, they're confident it
as soon as
has
you mentioned
nothing.
dragon, Smock's like, "Let's go."
You're a dragon. That's all we heard.
Confident it has nothing to do with the dragon, and the dragon is very old and ancient. It's been here for a long time.
That means he's got a really big horde.
And that also means that, or maybe he's getting to the point where his body's degrading, and that's why the swamp is, or the mirror is actually getting increasing, because the stench and the, whatever from him is just, kind of perforating throughout the entire land.
Somebody tried to turn him to undead, and it's turning everything undead.
He's an ancient Dracolich.
Yeah, basically he's turning into an ancient Dracolich.
Yeah.
Which would be bad, so we should probably go investigate and save the world. I say completely sarcastically.
If you said it just like that, you would sell us all.
Okay, here we go again.
Yeah. If you were ever to, if you wanted to do that, he is known as the Black Death. His name is
Why do you tell us these things? This just makes us not want to. Do you realize that?
That's good, because you did hear me say he's ancient.
Yeah.
That's.
But we're not looking for him. We're looking for the other thing you said. So
just so you know, that's
avoid him.
That's his name because you asked.
I think we're tough and we can punch above our weight.
I ever asked. You just volunteered that information.
Well, Luna actually did.
Yep, Luna. But Luna's specialty is dragon knowledge.
Stuff we don't want to hear. Yeah,
so that's why she would mention it. But no, so there's they have. So what Luna knows is that from the edges of the mirror, agents have sensed a great evil from the from near the center, and that is not where the black dragons, the ancient black dragon's lair is. That's why they're confident it's not related to the dragon.
I have a side note. that note that we've that was found that burned up or whatever, did the whole Mission Impossible thing? Did it? Was that meant for us? Do we know that was actually meant for us, or was that meant for him to turn around and we need to basically kill the lizardmen off, kind of situation?
Um,
We don't know that.
so he had nodded and acknowledged both Smock and Jinx, and turned and walked through a dimension door.
Okay, cool.
And then and you saw the note float down from, like, he tossed it over his shoulder. So it appeared very clearly to be meant for you.
So are we? This is just a rest day, so we're not like stopping our travel.
You're the day. It's the day after the rest day. We moved
Okay.
ahead to the 7th day. So,
Okay, cool. We're good.
yeah. So it's that night. Got a question for you guys. Let's do this.
42.
Yeah. Nope. Let's not do that. So the next day, you are now traveling through sections, and you continue to travel through sections of the swamp that of the road where the swamp has gone past it. The road is still usable, but not not as clear, not as dry as you would like it to be. And at one point, go ahead and everyone make a perception check. And I'm not going to roll for Luna and Alamir, but I will roll for Hef.
I'm still sleepy. Must be early day.
Yeah. So,
I picked up your slack this time for once.
yeah, Smock and so it must be that Spot and Hef were at a poor spot in the rotation. And Smock and Jinx, you just happen to be looking. You see two huge stumps, one on each side of the road up ahead, and notice a glow, just a faint glow coming from the other side of the stumps. And you look around and you see you begin to see glows stepping out from around various trees and mounds of earth and stumps all around you.
No, we're not.
Does
we're
my
not
glaive
playing
of
with-
warning? Does my glaive of warning go off?
There and yeah, so it's within. What's the range?
$30 feet.
Nope, it does not go off. So yes, well, let's see though. Move yourself where you think you would be. So I will place Hef after Smite.
I tried to find a spot that was kind of actually like in between. That looks like it'd be on the road. I wouldn't be trying to get off the road.
Yep, no problem. The road would normally be wider, but yeah,
It's an approach.
the swamp has really. So given this, then that probably okay. Then Spot's going to be up there. If you're both that far up, then
No, I'll probably be back with the horses or the caravan somewhere.
okay. And that's where you want Hef
Because
Spot.
usually goes up with smocks, so
Yeah.
unless you
Yeah.
want somebody to scout with you.
Then yes, then your then your
Unless we just say Jinx had come up momentarily to tell something, we were sharing information or something. You know what I mean? He would just cycle out if we say that's why he also got the drop on the faint glow.
well, but the glows.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Right. So,
sure.
so I would tell Hef then back up. We got this for a little bit of a trot.
Well,
Yeah.
And Hef begins to slow down, but as he does, let me just I need to. What was I doing?
And it wouldn't look out of norm because we do our normal rotation that that Smock has us working on to continue the flow of coverage that he mentioned before.
Right. So what? And you
Juggernaut formation, yeah, or something like that. Whatever.
Okay. What you see is, stepping out from around the trees, is you see this. You see these what look like trolls made of pure energy, begin to step out from around the trees, and you hear yells from behind you, and there are two more trolls on the back, approaching the backside of the caravan. And everyone roll. Wait, let me open. Everyone roll initiative.
And who is in charge of these glowing beasts that coordinate them so well? We must have them in our group.
Oh, you had Hef's warhorse selected when you did that.
Ah, sorry.
That's okay. Let me put it on you. And let me go ahead and get Hef.
So Jinx was moving up to the front to talk to Spot or Smock, right?
He was actually asked to drop back as this happens. So,
No, me. He's talking about me, not Hef.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jinx.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want me up there higher?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Not a problem. You're good.
I could have seen that we're seeing right here from there too, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Alamir probably has a +2 to okay. All right. And Luna is rotated in the back. He'll be fighting the ones in the back along with the rest of the guards and such, and helping them. Which is probably good. She, thank you. She's helping them, which is good because otherwise, probably a lot more people would.
And hopefully he protects the workers too.
And then I need these creatures. So let's go ahead.
We all know what she's gonna do. She's gonna turn into a big ruff, bark at him, and try to bite him. That's all she's gonna do.
That is how it normally goes. So let's do that. And actually, I just need to do that. There we go. Okay. Jinx, what would you like to do?
I felt pretty good about a 17. Now I feel pathetic when I look at the order.
Yeah, I had a good roll, but they also had that plus.
You're still in front of the
D8
trolls.
stuff.
And we should both be in range of Alamir for haste. So.
And that's all he's going to do, for the most part.
I have no idea what these actually are. Do I believe that these are not actually creatures, or do I think that these are?
Make a nature or arcana check, or history. Nature, arcana, or history. You're.
I'll end up doing arcana because that was my go-to when any kind of stuff kind of came up.
Yep.
So 16.
What is this?
And if you want to call that my action, that's fine. I'll just use a bonus action after that anyway.
Okay. What I'll tell you, what you know, you recognize it as the creature as a spirit troll. And all
So
you know
what is
from
a
the
spirit troll?
so all you know about the creature is that it is created when a troll is killed using a blast of psychic energy in order to keep it from regenerating. And then that creature, the troll's spirit, sometimes, depending on the circumstances, or at least the story. This is how the stories tell it, are rumored in terms of how the magic works. But you've never seen one before, but you believe that then the spirit can survives and incorporates itself as pure psychic energy.
Great.
I am unfamiliar with this one. I've never experienced one of these.
And then I will use my bonus action to give inspiration to Smock, since he's in the front. And just a
D8?
reminder, it is a D8. It does not get abused if it doesn't succeed. So if you roll a 1 and roll a D8, you reuse it. It doesn't work, obviously. You keep it.
Okay. Got it.
Here, I'm going to move these. There we go. Actually, I'm going to move this down here. That's even better. Oh, how come I did that? Oh, I know why I did that. Okay. So, and that's Jinx's turn. Hef. Well, he's got a clear shot at the one on the left, so he is going to use that. So let's see. Okay. Yep. So Hef is going to shoot with the longbow. Boom. 14 is not enough. What happens is there's a glow, a large bright glow, and the arrow doesn't quite hit the creature and goes through its glowing aura. And then Hef is going to back up a bit. Probably to there is good enough. And Spot, your turn.
I will move up, use my action to tie my horse off onto the cart, and then move the rest of my most of my movement would get me to about there, and then I'm going to I'll stay there and ready a dart, but after seeing Hef shoot and it go right through him, I'm not going to throw it unless I know for sure it's going to hit somehow. If I see, what would be my trigger? Its form get more solid instead of phasey like that, then I would throw it at him. I guess.
All right.
Kind of waiting on the haste anyway, so.
Yep. All right.
Staying in range.
Smock.
Because he's got, 30 feet or something?
Yeah, I think it's 30 feet.
All right. I attack with the glaive.
That definitely
23
hits.
to hit.
Yep.
Okay.
So that does seem solid. I will throw my dart. If he hits him, that'd be like, that's
Yeah,
that would be my trigger, I guess.
Yep, that's your trigger, so you can go ahead and throw a dart too. So that's 6. And the damage from the glaive seems to do the normal damage you would expect.
Okay. Very good.
It
Yep.
goes
Attack again.
way past.
And are you adding anything to it, or just attacking?
Not on that one.
Okay.
13 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay.
Did you have? You do have the bardic inspiration.
Inspiration. Can add a D8 to it.
I think we will use that. Yes.
And that does make you hit. Yes. So the glaive was going. The trajectory for the glaive arc wasn't quite on, but then it's almost like there is this this inspired like a hip adjustment that brought the glaive down right in the perfect arc to hit the creature.
Nice. Thank you, Jinx. 18 to hit.
18
With the
hits.
butt?
Yep.
I just look from back here and I go, man, you're starting to become a monk. Whack, whack, whack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 17 total, and you're not adding anything to any of them?
I did not this
Okay.
round. No. And I am
Oh, wait.
complete.
Hold on a sec here. I took it off of you instead of the creature.
Hey, now.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Now I really messed that up.
It's okay. It can be dead.
No.
Yeah, I can work. I can work with that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, how come? Something's going on here. Now it doesn't want. Let's do this. There we go. That's not quite right, but it's close. All right, now I got it. That was pretty silly. All right. Do you have anything else? Movement?
No, I do not.
Okay. That is the one that you're. So the first one to go is the one that you just hit. Yeah. First thing it does is it is going to regenerate some of the damage that it just took. Okay, there we
So
go.
I do yell out. To make sure everybody hears. These regenerate if you can focus fire. I know you've never heard that before.
It is going to, it moves forward and just kind of lopes and walks right through you and then stops and turns around to attack you. Does it have the movement for that? Yeah, it does. So then it is going to attempt to claw. Attempts to claw you. Does a 19 hit?
Yes. Because I'm not hasted yet. Yes.
Yep. So the first one hits. That's 14 psychic damage. And then it's going to attempt to bite you. Wow. So that's 20 more psychic damage. And you need to succeed. You need to roll a wisdom save, please.
He may be disconnected, so hold on.
Yep.
Oh, he's got him.
Okay, you make it. You feel the energy as the creature bites you. It shocks you. It assaults your mind, and you feel this wave of energy trying to shut down your central nervous system, and you shake it off. And then it's going to pull back, and then its other claw comes forward and misses you. The
Okay.
second troll will go
If
10.
it's within and when it's within 10 feet, I believe I get a attack with Sentinel pole
Yep.
arm.
So it's going to move there, and you get an attack. And you hit.
Smite these suckers. Just a thought. As I'm yelling
will.
from behind
Yeah.
you.
I will. I'd like to get all of us focused on one first.
Um,
Oh, we're focused. You just don't let us go yet.
Sorry.
yeah. So I'm just looking here. You hit the creature. It passes through it. Your attacks are passing through its corporeal body, and siphoning away some of the energy. But it does not. You do not have the same stopping power with your attack as you do against corporeal beings, and the creature ignores the sentinel.
Doesn't go to speed of
Feature.
0.
Nope.
Okay.
And it continues
Okay.
on. So that was 10. 20. It is going to move all the way down to. Actually, you know what? It can't get to them. So I guess it's actually. Hold
If
on
it's
a
pretty
sec here.
intelligent, he would probably want to flank me and finish me off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If he's reasonably intelligent, killing me off would be a good
It's
move.
not, but let's just see. No, a 10 is not good enough. It's moving down, and because it's close to you at this point, it's going to go ahead and try to attack you, but it would not flank.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. So starting with same thing. So it actually is going to start with a bite. As it goes by, it tries to, and it hits. That's 21 psychic damage, and you need to make another wisdom save. You make it. Then even larger energy, a wave of energy rushes through your body, and you feel it begin to lock up, and you shake it off and kind of tense your muscles through it, and then release all at once. And then it has 2 claw attacks. It strikes out and misses with both of them.
I was lucky.
Alomir he's going to stay where he is, but he casts haste on Spot. So let's put haste on Spot.
Plus 2 AC and an extra attack, right? And double movement.
Yep. There we go. Hasted. Jinx, your turn.
I got some contemplation going in my head. Wait. Okay. I can't do this without getting everybody. I'll tell you what, actually, I can. Though I am probably... No, I will not get the horse involved. I am going to cast Hypnotic Pattern and try to just catch those 2 and see if I can at least pull one out of the fight, so to speak.
Okay.
So DC 16 Wiz save.
Quick test. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
don't know if it's going to work or not because I don't know anything about these things at all. So I'm just.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And actually, I don't think their resistances are going to. I'm pretty sure Hypnotic Pattern is.
It's a charm effect.
Yeah.
Yes. If they can ignore charm, they ignore it.
or if they have advantage on their save for charms or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's make some. I just seen. Interesting. Wisdom. So wisdom save for the first one. 15
Fails.
and the second one 18.
Reaction. So rebarbs. Make him reroll it.
And a fail.
Okay.
Boom.
Alright.
That is my action. I used a reaction already for my round. As a bonus action, to let us cast leveled spells as in the same round, I'm actually going to cast Healing Word onto Smock just to give him some extra hit points. It's not going to be a lot, but it's something.
I'm down to 7. So yeah, you'll take it.
He's gonna touch himself this round, I think.
I continued to perform really well with my words.
Yeah.
You take 8 hit points.
Nice.
Thank you.
And both of these glowing trolls are staring up into the air at the scintillating lights that hang there. They both seem entranced by them.
And then I do mention that if you're going to strike one, make sure we just focus one. Try not to touch the
I was going to say, call out left or right is what I say on my turn. Left or right, which one?
And ideally, I know they're not real intelligent, but if we want to make sure we don't accidentally wake the other one up, as we attack, we should be pushing it away from the other one so they can't wake the other one up. I don't know. Is that a shake awake spell?
It is.
That's a shake. Yeah.
They use an action to wake them up.
Yeah. So we want to make sure they don't even have that option, right?
Yep.
Okay. So are we
This
out
is
of
the one you
combat?
hit, right?
Or...
No.
There's still combat happening.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
But I mean, there's no other movement that was as best we can look around.
There is just the combat happening on the other side, on the back side of the caravan, where they're fighting two of them there.
Okay. All right.
Hef yells out, "What? Which one?"
The one that he already hit is all I say. Right hand, right side,
Yeah.
right
You hit 'em
side.
All right.
In front of Smock, directly in front of Smock, between you and Smock.
So let's see how this works.
I know, but you hit this one like 3 times, right?
I did.
That one only once as
I
a
did.
reaction.
I did.
I do believe that this incapacitates it, which gives advantage.
Yep.
Yes.
So advantage is good. 23 definitely hits. So 5 piercing damage. And then, actually, in addition, he's going to add 4 to it. So that's 9. And then Hef. So he uses one of his superiority dice to do the extra damage, and then he's going to use his action surge so that he gets another action, and then he's going to call out and say, "Smock, attack it again quickly," and you can use your reaction if you which actually you don't have.
Actually, I would, only because it's a new turn.
You do have it. No, because
It refreshes on your turn.
Right, it refreshes.
I thought it was at the top of the turn. Let me look.
No, it's on your turn. So you don't have it back yet.
Okay.
So that was a waste. That'll have to be, but he's learning. He'll have to coordinate that better next time. And it is Spot's turn.
Set a pummeling.
So it may look like he actually is using it now that it's Spot's turn.
Do I have advantage being flanked with Smock?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I am using magical fire strikes because I know trolls don't like fire. I don't know what these trolls don't like, but hopefully they don't like fire either.
Can you do psychic strikes or probably not? Huh? Because either
Psionic
it's going to be
strike.
completely immune or it will be
You
better.
can change your
Maybe.
damage to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison.
Nope. So not an option.
So no, not an option. Not psychic. So I'm using fire.
Okay.
Let's see. I get 2 attacks. Right?
Yep.
What are we, level 6 now? Yeah, so 2 attacks normally. Then key point for flurry of blows. Which gives me 2 more. That's 4. And then haste gives me 2 on top of that. So that's 6
Gives you
attacks.
1. No, gives you 1. Haste.
Yes,
haste.
1.
Yeah, just plus 1
So
attack.
5 attacks.
Yep.
So I will pummel him until he goes down. If he goes down, my attacks switch to the other one.
Okay. So that hits.
26 for 8 fire.
So as you hit, it does take damage from the strike, but it does not seem to be as effective as you would expect.
Because of the fire, or because my fists are magical?
It's all fire damage, and the fire does not seem
Correct.
to fully affect it. It definitely seems to have resistance to fire.
Yep. Draconic strike.
Yeah. How often can...
Okay. It doesn't tell me that I can or cannot switch it at any point. It is free with my flurry of blows when I use flurry. I don't have to use a key point. So that is up to you. Can I switch the type then as I punch? Or is it all whatever it is now and I have to switch it on the next round?
It's when you use the key point to do the flurry of blows, that's when it would have set the type. So next time, if you do another flurry of blows,
it
you can
enhances
change
all
it
of my
again.
punches. Otherwise, the first 2 would have been without the fire, because those wouldn't have been the key point for the flurry. Right?
Correct. So the first 2 should have just been normal. Should have just been regular magic damage, and that would be full effect.
Okay. So that one's full effect then. This is second attack. Doesn't hit with a 15.
I believe it does. No, it doesn't. It does not.
Okay, so that one misses. Then we go to the fire. So that one does not hit with full. Come on, why is it?
Yep, and that
Dice
definitely
gets
hits.
stuck on the table.
And it partially resists it. Okay.
And then that one I'm assuming will fail at a 13 because the 15 did. And then the last one would be the haste normal attack.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 19 to hit for another 8.
Yep, and that hits. All right.
Okay.
All right, Smock.
Not looking any worse for wear by the looks of it yet.
No, you can see bits and pieces of the energy dissipating, but it's still very robust.
Since I hit it on my last one, since I didn't remember throughout all of it, I'm going to use a key point to see if I can stun it. It needs to roll a save for the stun. Where is it?
It's a con. Is it a con save?
I believe so. Stunning strike, con save, DC 14.
It missed.
Okay, so it is stunned. I should have done that on the first hit because I knew. Well, it's advantage anyways but now it's advantage for everybody because he is stunned until the beginning of my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the other one's dazed. This one's stunned.
That first attack just missed.
Bummer. Okay, second attack.
And you're rolling with advantage too, right?
Yep.
That definitely hits.
And I will divine smite.
Okay.
Or divine damage.
All right. Wow, so 28. Yep, and that seems to, your attack and the smite seems to have full effect.
Okay.
It is now bloodied.
Polearm. Bonus action. Butt action.
Okay.
Kaboom.
No, yeah.
Okay. And I will, of course, smite.
Did you, was that actually, did you put in that was a
I must
crit
not
too?
have.
Yeah, so 9 plus 30? So 39 altogether?
Yeah, 24, 6, yeah, so 30 and 9, so 39. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does it look like when your attack
He's
drops?
consumed by the flames of Bahamut.
Yeah, and the creature, the energy, the creature falls to the ground with the energy dissipates, and there was just a light glow to the incorporeal form that's lying motionless on the dirt
Sweet.
road.
Sweet. Brilliant.
Hopefully it doesn't get back up and regenerate.
It'll be fine.
And then it, you see the glow brighten, and the creature.
I'm using poison next time.
And the creature uses half its movement to stand up, and it is very upset at Smock, and it's going to attack Smock.
It's been nice knowing you guys. Bye-bye.
Well, we know that healing powers don't keep it down, and fire doesn't keep it down, so we got to try something else.
So he claws for 13 psychic damage.
Yeah, so radiant and fire do no good.
And claws again, but misses, and is going to lunges forward to bite, and misses. And that's its turn. His buddy is looking at pretty lights. Alomir. I don't have it up, but let me just grab it really quick. Just really quick here. So you've tried fire. Alomir's like, what? So that looked like fire you were trying.
Fire not effective, I yell back.
Okay.
Or, well, fire not as effective. It's effective, but it still didn't do as much as we thought it would.
All right. So let's... Alomir.
Try acid or cold or lightning.
All right.
Corporeal objects don't usually like lightning.
Well, I guess first off, here, let's Alomir see what he knows about these creatures. Well, that was useful. What does Alomir have in the way of spells? What does he have? Oh, I know what Alomir has. Oh, wow. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. I know he doesn't have it prepared. He doesn't. So Alomir throws out a firebolt just because. Wow, it hits. Does 7
But
damage.
I told you that doesn't work.
Or does partial damage. He goes, "It's all I've got." He's like, I do believe that that these creatures can only be permanently destroyed by the same type of force that created it. Try. He
Psychic?
calls. Yeah, he calls. Jinx, do you have psychic or force damage that you can do?
I was like, yeah, I was gonna try that next. I just have to. I had to take care of our. I had to make sure Smock didn't die.
And then it's your turn because that's all Alomir can do.
So the one troll is open, and I would start off with what can I see? Anything? I would start off with Distant Whispers.
Ah, okay. So it's a
R16 whiz save.
And it fails.
Takes 11 points of psychic damage if he can.
And he does. And the energy, the energy dissipates. The creature falls to the ground, but this time you see the energy. Instead of there being a light glow, it completely fades away until the creature completely disappears.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah, but now I'm kind of curious on if it was because I used that spell or if it was just because it took any psychic damage. Because I don't know. He didn't really say that. Like I don't know, like one spell, one point of psychic damage. It's like an instant kill kind of thing. He didn't say that. Like that. And I will go ahead and probably won't be as much, but I will go ahead and use a bonus action to cast Healing Word again on Smock. For 11 hit points. He's not back yet, but
Okay. All right. So we'll just remember that. And is that your turn?
yeah, unfortunately.
All right. All Hef can do is shoot his bow, so he will do that. Hits for 12. It's a good thing he has a magic bow.
Smock, you have been healed.
11 more.
And Spot, it's your turn. Yep. So you have advantage.
Yep. I'm just gonna do regular attacks.
Okay.
Use two key points already. Yeah. It's probably not going to like me, so maybe I should save my flurry and do a dodge at the end. But he sees this yucky Smock, so maybe he'll go after him.
Alomir calls out and he says, try something that normally might not work against the normal forms of the creature.
Hug him.
Yeah.
I love you. I just start saying.
Because Alomir got a 24, so he would know
24
the
for
resistances.
6.
That hits. Yep, for 6. Okay.
Nat 20.
Nice.
I don't know how much that is. What is that? 5, 11.
It
Savage is 6, so that's fine.
It says 12.
That's total critical was 12 plus my damage is 5, so it should be 17.
Okay. Yep.
Gotta love the savage critical.
Oh yeah.
Third attack. A 1 and a 2? No. That one didn't roll quite to the 1.
Nope.
14 misses, though.
Yes, it does.
So that would be my normal attack, so just a bonus to that. So screw it. We're just going all in. I'm going to do flurry, and I'm going to do a stun on this one.
Okay. What kind of damage is your flurry?
If it hits, I'm just doing regular magical damage on my fist because I knew that hit solidly the first time. So
okay.
I'm not doing the draconic strike.
Sure.
And then a key point for the stun on that.
Okay. So
DC 14. Con save.
Nope, it made it.
Okay, so then my last attack, I will try to do the stun on again. If it hits, 16.
16 just misses.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried to stun him. Failed, guys. Sorry, he's awake.
And Smock, your turn.
Okay. I am just not comfortable with my hit point situation.
Touch yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
you
can't do both. So.
Yeah, honestly, last time we were in the last fight before that killed that one, I thought you would have moved then because they were both stunned and couldn't attacked.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I will heal myself.
Yeah, but I woke him up and hit him quite a bit, so maybe he'll be more mad at me.
And it is bloodied now. So he's under half.
Oh, does it have blood?
No.
What color is it? Oh.
There isn't.
It's leaking a mystic sparkly fluid.
Yes, a stream of sparkled of bluish energy is streaming away from its body. Similar to blood, but then it just dissipates in midair.
Or it's pee.
Oh, you hit me in the gut.
All right. And then I will bonus action, I guess, with the butt. Actually, let me look. Maybe I can.
I think that's only when you've used the attack action.
Yes, that is correct. Hang on. Let me look at what else I might be able to do. I cannot do... Okay, I'm done.
Okay. So the creature regenerates some of its damage. And it really was only hit by Spot, so it will focus on Spot. Attempt to claw. Hits for 12 psychic. And then follows that up with a bent over bite, which hits.
21? Damn it, just above the 19.
That's 19 psychic, and you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Regular wisdom saving throw, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any other bonuses. So that's a 14?
You feel that this psychic energy just flow into your body and shock your system, and your whole body begins to lock up. Like it's like a paralysis, but you are effectively stunned.
So I'm stunned, not paralyzed?
Correct, you are stunned.
For a condition? Okay.
Yep. you'll need to repeat a saving throw at the end of your next turn. Then you are stunned, and so then it will turn and swipe at Smock. Right here. And misses. And Alamir, since I've got Alamir up, I guess Alamir will do a firebolt, because it's really all he has, and it misses. Jinx.
Wow.
Oh, Alamir had one other thing he could do. Oh well, that's all right.
Well, sorry, I'm looking over stuff right now.
Yep, no problem.
I just don't know how the best use of this is going to be. I'll cast Dissonant Whispers on him again. So DC 16 Wiz save.
Okay. Whoa.
And,
He crit.
yep, and with that, I will use Silvery Barbs to make him reroll the D20. So I'm just blowing spell slots away, man.
And a 1. That's worth it, though.
Yeah.
That means it doubles the damage.
How much damage?
He's going to end up taking 19 psychic.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And as a bonus
You
action,
see the creature shimmer as the energy just vibrates, and a huge chunk of it goes almost exploding off of the core body.
and since I'm basically almost dead on except for cantrips on the spells, my bonus action, I give what is it called? Inspiration to Smock. I'm like, and I yell, something to him with inspiration, but I kind of encourage him to use it for defensive purposes.
Okay.
In case he needs it for a save or something like that, just to ensure that when he gets attacked, he doesn't fall.
Excellent. Is that it?
Use it to attack. Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know why my token health wasn't updating. Now you guys should see me in yellow.
Yep.
Smock doesn't update either.
So Hef hits it, and it's Spot's turn.
Three regular attacks to start with, because that's normal attack, hasted attack. Oops, that wasn't with advantage.
That's fine. Just do another. Okay. Yep, so that hits.
That one's gonna miss, probably.
Yep, that misses.
And that one should hit with a 25.
That does.
And then I'm gonna use no, I can't attack. I'm still paralyzed. Never mind.
Oh!
Stunned. Take all those
you're
away.
absolutely correct. I totally forgot too. My bad.
So, wisdom saving throw. That's all I get to do.
Yeah, just another wisdom save at the end of the turn.
Hang on. Are we within... No, we're not. I was going to say, if we're within 10 feet of each other, you get a +3. But
right.
Never mind.
You made it anyway. So you shake free of the stunning effect of the psychic energy.
That happens at the end of my turn, right? So I can't use a bonus action to dodge?
Correct.
Damn it.
But it's Smock's turn.
Hopefully I get its attention.
And Spot is no longer stunned, so you have advantage.
Well, you gotta kill it this round because the psychic damage was in the last round. As soon as it hits his turn again, that resets.
I'll try.
So he won't regenerate, but if you can take him
18
down,
to hit.
that'd be good.
18 hits.
All right. And I will smite.
Okay.
Another attack.
Misses.
Misses, yeah. And butt action.
Oh,
This is where
and it hits.
I wish the character sheets were a little bit smarter. Where if you put stunned on yourself and you click the action to attack, it should pop up and say, "You can't do that. You're stunned."
So this is where it's at without the smite. And the smite
Yay! All right.
drops it down. And because it took psychic damage, which I think was the last spell slot for Jinx, right?
Not quite the last spell slot, but I did use one of the level 3s because I needed to save the lower level spell slots.
Okay. So it does it dissipates, is completely dead.
Yay.
And with Luna's help on the other end, and actually then probably with Jinx's help as well. You have at least 2 spell slots, Jinx?
Yes, and I also have obviously I have cantrips that do psychic damage too.
Good. Okay. Then you're able to help keep the ones, the other 2 that are being fought from regenerating. And at the end, let's see what happens here. Yeah, that's not the best thing in the world. 2 cultists and 3 guards. No. 2 and 2. 1 cultist and 3 regular guards are killed by the other trolls.
Are the workers all right though?
Yeah, none of the laborers engaged.
Are they outright killed, or are they unconscious and bleeding out?
No, they're dead.
Dead. Okay.
Dead.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's it. So that evening, so everybody kind of cleans up. They put the dead bodies onto one of the wagons, and you continue on and camp for the night. And the next day, so that was day 9, and the next day, you, as the sun is getting low in the sky, you find yourselves up ahead. You see a large 2-story building with off to the left of the road. It's in a slightly raised section of ground, so that the swamp has not encroached completely on it. It's pretty dry, and there is a courtyard, and the road kind of there's a driveway of sorts going off the road into to these double gates that go into the courtyard. And the gates, as you approach with the front wagon, Alamir driving, the front gate opens, and you see a half-orc wearing leathers and a couple of weapons on him, but they're sheathed. He opens the gate and gives a toothy grin and waves you guys to come on in. He goes, "Oh, governors, so you made it. Come on in. Let's get all the wagons in before it's too dark. And whoops, let's go. Whoop, here we go.
One quick question: did we take those bodies with us, or did we kind
Yes.
of burn them where we were? Okay.
No. You put them in a in one of the wagons.
Okay.
And so you have made it to the Karnath Roadhouse, and the half-orc introduces himself as Bog Luck, and you begin bringing the all of the supply wagons inside the gate. And
I see there's some stable boys, and they look like they're quadruplets.
some yes. But yeah, so you've reached the Roadhouse, and that's where we're going to end session 30. So we will pick up again next week. Thank you, gentlemen, for playing.
Awesome as usual.
It was a joy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for almost killing me again.
You weren't the main person who got hit. But
No, not the first time.
It's true. That's the Smock making his save so many times that really made the battle a lot easier.
I played the role of meatbag,
Yeah.
so you're welcome. Me taking the majority helped everybody. So.
Nice. All right. So yeah, thanks to everyone out there watching our adventures, and until next time, may your life be filled with peace, joy, and love. Thank you.